Alright, so in my last video, I made a list of the top 5 things that Fairy Tail did wrong. And much like my homie Thanos, I believe in being perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And to keep myself from going on like a full 3-hour rant, I'm gonna be limiting myself to 5 things. Now, let's get into what Fairy Tail fans do best and Simp. So here are the top 5 things that Fairy Tail got right. Really quickly, spoiler alert for the anime, here we go. Number 5. The X-Seeds. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Is he really kicking off this list with the talking cats? Damn right I'm kicking off this list with the talking cats. And excuse you, they're called X-Seeds. And they are one of the most adorable, loyal, and coolest creatures in all of anime, and no cap. For real though, I think one of the best additions of Fairy Tail's universe are these flying furballs, specifically the Dragon Slayer X-Seeds. That's right, I'm talking Happy, I'm talking Carla, I'm talking Panther Lily, and best believe I'm talking Lecter and Frosh. Aside from how precious and adorable these little talking cats are, they are ride or die for their Dragon Slayers, and best believe that the Dragon Slayers are ride or die for them too. That's what I call friendship, dude. And I think the X-Seeds really got their moment to shine in the Daedalus arc, because they went from being already adorable talking cats who could fly to fully fledged, fully realized characters, and it also introduced us to the unadulterated badass of Panther Lily. And there were definitely some other moments where the X-Seeds shined throughout the show, but they really got their shine in Daedalus, and from then on, I was hooked. Also, as lame as a villain as Future Rogue was, the fact that he turned evil because his Frosh died, I mean, I'm not saying I approve, but I get it. In my opinion, the X-Seeds probably rival the Dragons in terms of not only establishing the story, but also contributing to the next great thing about Fairy Tail. That's right, the world building. So I think that when most people hear world building in anime, they just think of the actual locations and like settings where the story takes place. And while that's true to some extent, there's so much more that contributes to great world building. The creatures that live in that world, the social hierarchy, and all the little nuances that essentially answer the questions: what are the rules of this universe? What's it like to live here? What can and can't be done? And I think that Fairy Tail nails this for the most part. Our main characters also live in a society that is governed by its own rules, with its own leaders, rules, and systems. On the other half of this coin, because it is an anime after all, it also has to nail the power scaling system, but honestly, that's a video for another day. If you want to see that video, then like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. Number 3, Zeref was worth the wait. Alright, so I think one of the biggest risks a show can take when they have an overarching big bad is that he ends up another old mustache twirling, I want to take over the world supervillain and not much else. So when a show or movie nails that payoff of having the final boss be like worth all of that, like especially after 300 episodes, it makes the entire show that much more enjoyable. For all of Mishima's shenanigans, he really delivered with Zeref. After what, 9 seasons of hints, teases, and exposition about Zeref, by the time it all finally came together, I gotta say, and this might be a hot take, Zeref is one of the top 10 anime antagonists of all time. There, I said it. It just got said. It happened. You didn't imagine that. It's funny, but after you finish Fairy Tail and you revisit like first seasons, it really becomes obvious that Mishima had like a really clear vision from the start with Zeref, because when the show started, we were introduced to him in the same way that like the other characters were, as like a myth. The dark wizard Zeref, who has been locked away for hundreds of years because he was so evil. There are cults that want nothing more than to resurrect their Dark Lord. That, combined with Urza and Jalal's childhood, and the Magic Council using the Etherion Blast just to stop the possibility of Zeref's resurrection, really added to the mystique and danger of Zeref as the series' antagonist. However, it also set the bar pretty high, and as the show went on, it became more and more clear that Zeref was something else. And I think the first glimpse of this came the first time we actually saw Zeref. Instead of this old man with a long beard talking about how evil he was, we see a guy in his late teens who doesn't want to hurt anyone. And as we learn more about who he is and what his motivations are, I think that it really shifted Zeref from being a villain to being a great antagonist. On that note, Zeref's defeat was also really beautiful, because in the end, Zeref was finally able to die when he found true love, and damn dude, rest in peace. Seriously, Zeref was absolutely fantastic, and he was just one of the many other fantastic characters in Fairy Tail, which actually leads me to number 2, the lovable / memorable characters. Alright, let's be honest, the best things about Fairy Tail are the characters, because I think at the end of the day, it's really just the characters character-driven show. You know, you want to see these characters grow, learn, bond, maybe get together. And I think a lot of the hate that Fairy Tail gets are from people that are more used to and prefer more traditional shonen anime. And for those people, yeah, I would say that Fairy Tail is probably not for them. But I don't think it was ever meant to be. This show, from the very beginning, was about friendship and family, because it's not about who you share blood with. Because remember, most of the people in Fairy Tail are orphans and were raised by the guild and call it home, and they see their guildmates as family. I personally went into Fairy Tail with the mindset of somebody who wanted a little break from the typical shonen anime where, you know, characters constantly die and it's like 30 episodes of non-stop intensity, which, believe me, is great, and I definitely still prefer it. But for me, at least, Fairy Tail was a palate cleanser. In the same way shows like One Punch Man and Psyche K are, which, by the way, yes, I am covering both on this channel, so subscribe to see that. I think that if you're in the same boat as me, then you'll definitely enjoy Fairy Tail. Finally, number 1, redemption for villains. Alright, I'll admit it, I'm a sucker for a cool redemption arc, and damn, does Fairy Tail have a lot of them. And I mean that in a good way. Probably all of my favorite characters were antagonists at some point. You know, you got Loxus, you got Gajiel, and you know, actually all of Crime Sorcier are characters that I have enjoyed watching evolve and change throughout the show's run. From villain to prisoners, to vigilantes, to a fully fledged guild. Dude, that was crazy. I love Crime Sorcier. Seriously, one of the best parts of the entire show. And to this day, some of the redemption scenes still get a tear out of me. Like, the biggest one that comes to mind is Makarov throwing the Fairy Tail gang signs at the parade to Loxus, even though he just kicked him out of Fairy Tail to show that he still loved his grandson. Or Gajiel confessing his love to Levi, or even Zeref and Mavis. So beautiful. And it made picking a favorite character from this show like impossible. And honestly, I am so happy about that because all of them are fantastic. And you know what? I'm actually going to make a video ranking every single Fairy Tail character. So stick around for that. That being said, Mishima, just please have the characters get together already. It has literally been over 10 years. Please, dude, I am begging you. Why are there are so many ships? The people want it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Click here to watch the other Fairy Tail video. Now, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.